Hey everybody, young Grasshopper here. Welcome to the Cliffside Bunker in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And in this video I want to showcase Grasshopper's Tournament Edition map file. I want to show you everything that's different with it. Now, I picked this up at the local print shop today and I experimented with a material, a PVC, which is a plastic. Supposed to lie flat. It's like a banner film, but didn't turn out, unfortunately. Obviously my goal is to help those in the community get map files at a low cost, and I tried this material, but even though the colors are beautiful and it definitely rolls tight, even though it seems like it lies flat, there are lots of air wrinkles. So lots of air trapped under. You might not be able to see it too much in the video, but still it's significant enough that infantry units might be leaning. And of course, this is an expensive material. I wouldn't offer this to the community unless I was 100% on board and that I hit a home run, but I'm not going to go too much into printing maps in this video, just to say that I tried something new. I tried a new material that was suggested, as it always is by print shops, and most of the time they don't work out. So my preferred method, of course, is at this point still printing on adhesive vinyl and mounting it to a thick styrene. The cost of that is going to be very close to the cost of this, what I just paid, but obviously different location, different shops, it varies, and not quite sure if I get down low enough. There you go, you can see the air pockets and the air wrinkles. Now, that's okay. I tried something. I lost a couple $100. I'm not quite sure what I'll do with this map just yet, but I've got a few ideas. Nevertheless, I can't offer map files to the community that is easy to ship, because styrene does roll and it is portable in a car, but definitely still high cost for shipping. So anyway, moving on, I want to showcase my Tournament Edition map file. Now, the colors came out beautiful, very happy with that. The dimension, 72 by 33, is the default dimension, so that turned out great. Nothing wrong with the print at all. I'm very happy with the print. How that turned out, of course, it's the material. We need it to lie flat, not just lie flat in the perception of the printing store, lie flat, you know, the way we mean lie flat in the community, and that means zero air bubbles, zero air wrinkles. Our little light plastic pieces need to stand up on this thing. So I'll show you something, an option after this video, but really I want to, while I have it, just go over what is different about this map file. Of course, Grasshopper's G40 Tournament Edition. We have the combined UK Pacific. We have a few rules pertaining to the UK Pacific and the new UK Europe, but other than the tokens, which is a drastic change, the victory condition, we've got the order of play, and that's it. So everything else is the same. So if this is your first time looking at a one-piece printed map, obviously from the out-of-box cardboard slabs that you get in the games itself, out-of-box map, then lots is going to be different about this. Absolutely lots. If this is your first experience looking at these map files that we've been working on as a community for years and years. We love the game that much, and we demand the best playing surface, the absolute best playing surface. And so we have evolved to this point. There's other people out there doing map files, of course, BBR, And there's other versions of the game available in map file form, and I can't go into who is to be credited, because there's so many people that have over the years contributed to getting us to this point. Now, I was able to take the map file, I was able to modify it for my tournament edition. Let's take a look here. We've got the income tracker, of course, that's on most of the map files that I offer. And of course, when I say I offer, I mean that I share them. I don't make them. This is not original. Lots of different people have had their hands into doing this, that, the other thing. We've got the battle board directly on the playing surface itself. Now, nothing has changed in my tournament edition as far as unit mechanics, the way they move, the way they cost, how they attack and defend. Nothing has changed. So the battle board is the same. You don't have to learn that. You may be thinking what this ghost box is with a 1 on it. And of course, all the way down here, we have another ghost box with the number 2. This is going to pertain to the card deck. They're called stage cards. And we're going to get into all of that in the future, especially when my card deck gets released. Now, here's a good touch. It is the order of play printed directly on the map. The order of play has changed, making the game very, very different. And as a reminder, because it has changed so much, it's printed right there on the map. We have these ghost box here, and of course when my card deck comes out, these are for placing the victory tokens or the victory objective cards once they are gained in the game. You got 3 for the allies and 3 for the axes. Obviously you can win more than just 3 in an 8-round game, but we have those spots so the whole board can know what the score is. You can walk by the table and see what the score is without asking somebody. So take a look, and I have removed all the Canadian roundels on the Canadian. Now this is just for basic info and gameplay. We had the Canadian emblems on the board in out of box, but to remove any confusion and make mention that the Canadian economy is included in the UK-Europe economy with London as its capital, I just went ahead and just put the British roundels on those. And I'll also show you over here that the UK Pacific, being one combined nation, now with the tournament edition rules, we have the Union Jack roundel on all Anzac territories previously owned in the out-of-box game by Anzac. We have removed the Anzac token or the Anzac roundel on all the territories and anything that belongs to the UK Pacific, which is a new nation in this game, combined with those, and they use the Anzac Great Pieces and use Calcutta as its capital. You won't see Anzac at all here on the order of play. So those are some big changes to the map. Also, another big change is I have taken the liberty of renaming or renumbering all the C zones. All the C zones. I really like that font, and it really pops out. Maybe it's a little too bright. I thought it dimmed it down in Photoshop better than that, but it was really bright. Would have turned out really bright. This is a very dullish gray. Actually came out to be quite bright. If I had left it the default white, it would be really distracting actually. So why did I do this? It's always bothered me that because Pacific 1940 came out first, the C zones had to go from right to left, and this way I went from left to right. And again, I'm not trying to change the game. I mean, my setup cards in the Omaha card deck will reflect the new C zones. I'm building the deck to compensate or communicate with the new map. All right, so it's very interesting. I mean, some of the more famous C zones, for example, what used to be C zone 6 is now C zone 115. And the famous Taranto raid is now C zone 50. And up here in the channel, the 110 and 111 is now 22 and 10. So interesting there how that works out. So I went ahead with the Italian fascist roundel for Italy. That has become the most popular for all printed maps, really. And I went ahead and did that. That way it's going to be able to just allow you to get those cool roundels from HBG, and no matter what printed map you use, whether it be something else that also has those roundels, they're interchangeable. So I just did a couple of little things on the Burma Road. You see those little white dots in the black centers? I mean, those are just to emphasize the points. Just a lot of tiny little details like that. I mean, of course, you're looking at the air bases and naval bases. That's from long ago. You're looking at the enhanced convoy and kamikaze symbols on the board. That's from long ago. And to tell you the truth, that's pretty much it. So by seeing this and knowing that there's not a whole lot of changes, it just makes you understand how much you can play Grasshopper's Tournament Edition on a regular out-of-box board. I mean, obviously you'll have the Anzac roundels there and the Canadian ones, and you won't have this reminder, but you can lay down some roundels. You can lay them down on the board to help remind people. I mean, these ghost boxes are a cool touch, but they're not absolutely necessary. But I'm really happy and very proud. I like the touches that I did make. But again, you know, if you don't have the money, I understand. I dropped about $200 on this map and it feels wasted. But I'm trying to experiment a little bit to help the community get map files. And I realize that I'm still not at a point where I can provide them. So you're going to have to learn from my experiences and deal with your local print shop on your own. I hope I'm not missing anything. Don't believe so. I mean, a lot of the changes to the map files were already made, and I will put a link in the description box of this video, the file that you can download. Now, there was a previous file I prepared for everybody. I've updated it. There was like a stray C zone number here. I blanked that out, and there was a AA gun silhouette in the attacker column. I blanked that out. So just a few touch-ups. If you have the old download, you want to probably update it with the new one that I'll provide in the description box of this video. Also too, I'll provide in the description box of this video a G40 map file, which is basically the same, but it doesn't have the changes that I expressed. You can see there the Canadian roundels that I talked about. So, I mean, the old C zone numbers and whatnot. Now you can see here, and I'll show you before I sign off, that this is what I was experimenting with. It's extremely durable as far as rolling it tight to ship, which is the problem I'm trying to solve. But however, we have that situation with the bubbles under the map and whatnot. Now I know that there's lots of people out there with solutions, and I have a lot of OCD, so I'm just trying to find the perfect pitch to hit a home run with. Right here I'll show you, say underneath here, I'll show you that I've printed before in the past on styrene. I didn't print directly on styrene. What I did was I had it printed on vinyl adhesive, which is good. You get in my opinion, you get the nice bright colors on vinyl adhesive, so nothing wrong with printing on that. However, it does not work for us unless you mount it to a heavy surface, so it does lay flat, and I print on vinyl adhesive and mount to styrene, a thick enough styrene, and that's good for home use. Terrible for shipping because it rolls more like in a drum. It's like a small drum that's about as tight as you can roll it. This, however, you can roll as tight as a poster, but it's useless if we have all this air pockets underneath it. So that's a little bit about Grasshopper's map, and if you go ahead and print it, you'll know what you're getting. And also a little bit about printing maps. I still have the video in my library. A video I shot long ago talking all about printing maps. I'll have to update that though, just because I've learned more since then. And you can see those ripples in the air pockets, right? It's just not it's not good enough, especially for the cost of this. But I'm trying guys, and if I just can't find the right material that suits me and makes me feel good knowing that you guys got a good product for the price that you pay, then I'm just not going to do it. But it's my desire to help anybody who can't get a map to learn from my experiences, my nightmares. And this is a little bit of a nightmare. I mean, I think just because of the expectation, what I was told by the print shop, they obviously don't have my standards when I say lay flat. I mean 110% laying flat. But I still prefer my vinyl adhesive mounted to styrene. It seems to work, just can't ship it. Now I can roll it, put it in a car and take it to somebody else's house. It'll work fine like that, but can't ship it, and therefore I cannot help provide for the community in that sense. So if you do have a print shop and you do like what they do and they're reasonable, if you're interested in getting into Grasshopper's Tournament Edition, of course, the big event coming in August 2022, then download the file, take a look at it, see if it's something that you and your group want to try out. Again, it's not necessary. You can play on the out-of-box G40 boards, no problem. There's not much change to this, although the changes that have been made do change the game drastically, and I look forward to talking more about Tournament Edition. Alright guys, cheers. May all your rolls be ones. Take care. Bye.